Good morning, and wake up, wake up, wake up. It's your boy, Vincent E. Gray with Be Invincible. I have your morning motivational snackable. Now, you may be wondering, what is a motivational snackable? They are words of wisdom to help you win in life. And so before we get ready to jump into our conversation, I want to sing my song. It's the first of the month. Wake up, wake up, wake up. That's by a group called Bone Thugs and Harmony. So I want you to know that it's Black History Month, and every day I'm going to be talking about a specific African American and their contribution that they have made to America and also the world abroad through their courage, their creativity, and their unbreakable spirit. All right, but before we get ready to jump into this conversation, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to get your pen, open up your note apps, or get your notebook and get ready to take notes. If you notice, your boy got on his dashiki. I'm about to start teaching. I'm Pan-African style, but I'm telling you, no, this is going to be a good one. So I want to start out by saying, when I was in college, I went to a school called Benedictine University that's in Lisle, Illinois, right next door to Naperville. And I had a professor. I took this African American studies class, and I had this African American teacher. We called him Dr. G. He used to always make this statement, and this was the statement that he said, and this is the snackable statement for today. He would always say, things are not hard. We just resist the lessons that they bring. Things are not hard. We just resist the lessons that they bring. What he was trying to say is that, real simple, he said, the struggle is never in the task, but it's in our inability to grow to our genius level. So with that being stated, we started the class, and I remember it was on a Tuesday. It's on a Tuesday, and we get to the class, and he hands out the syllabus. In the syllabus, he makes the statement that we're only going to have two grades, and you have to write two papers, and each one of the papers are 25 pages each. I got up out of my desk and I headed towards the door. He said, Mr. Gray, is that your name? I said, yes, sir. He said, where you headed? I said, oh, I'm dropping this class. I thought this was African American studies. I didn't know it was English. He said, Mr. Gray, I think you need to take a seat. And I said, no, I'm good. And he said, can you come here, Mr. Gray? And I came, and this is what this guy gave me. He gave me some peanuts. And he said, Mr. Gray, what do you see? I said, I see some peanuts. He said, can I tell you what I see? I said, sure. And I want you to know that I'm allergic to peanuts. That's why I'm dropping your class, because you're giving out peanuts. I'm going to have an allergic reaction. He said, Mr. Gray, I want you to catch this. He said, I want you to know that I don't see peanuts. I see George Washington Carver. He said, I see George Washington Carver. I see a young man who was kidnapped as a baby. I see a young man who was born into slavery. I see a young man who didn't know his mother or father. I see a young man, Mr. Gray, who got accepted into Highland College, but they denied his acceptance when they found out he was black, Mr. Gray. Mr. Gray, I see a young man, when he went to Kansas, he saw a black man who was lynched. And when he saw this black man was lynched, he left Kansas because, Mr. Gray, did you know that lynching is when they mutilate, when they torture, and they burn a black man? Did you know that, Mr. Gray? He said, Mr. Gray, I'm telling you all of this because, and you're complaining about papers compared to what George Washington been through, Mr. Gray? Mr. Gray, don't you know that George Washington Carver, he was complaining about lynching. You complaining about learning. He was complaining, Mr. Gray. He was complaining about castration. You complaining about a challenge, Mr. Gray. He was complaining, Mr. Gray, about being burned alive. You complaining about books and academia. Mr. Gray, the reason why I keep these peanuts, it is a reminder that my class is not hard compared to what George Washington Carver had to go through, Mr. Gray. Mr. Gray, if George Washington Carver can go through all of that trauma and become a household name, what's stopping you? Because, Mr. Gray, as a black man, if you think it's going to be easy, you a nut just like these peanuts, Mr. Gray, because you do not have complexion protection insurance. Mr. Gray, you do not have complexion protection insurance. I raised my hand because now they sat down. I said, Mr. G, Dr. G, can you tell me what complexion, rejection, whatever you said it is? He said, I said complexion protection insurance. That's when your skin gets you in. And your skin not going to get you in, Mr. Gray. You have to do the hard work as a black man, because as a black man, if you do the hard work, if you do what's hard, life is going to be easy. But if you do what's easy, life is going to be hard. See, I want to talk to somebody real quick. I'm telling you, you have to do the work. You have to be like my man, George Washington Carver. If he been through all of that trauma and he still became a household name, what's stopping you? And so this is what I want you to know on today. Don't let a challenge stop you. Come on. Our ancestors, they had to go through it all. They went through hell. And just like Maya Angelou, they took her spirit and said, still we rise. And so the word that I have for you on today, if you work like you homeless or hungry, you will never be either. That's all I have for you today. We're going to be like George Washington Carver. These peanuts are a reminder to us that life is not hard compared to some of the stuff that he had to go through. That's all I have for you today. My name is Vincent E. Gray with Be Invincible. Never let what your eyes see determine what your heart believes. I want you to do one thing. Remember, be great and don't enjoy your day. Make sure that your day enjoy you. See you tomorrow. It's the first of the month. Wake up, wake up, wake up.